Yeah, once again, time to unlearn what you have learned. And once again, there's a lot of history and a lot of things that people have said. One of them is this guy here. Rest in peace, Mr. George Carlin. Great comedian. Was funny as heck. But some of the stuff he was talking about, well, let me just go ahead and let y'all hear it.
This is all you ever hear about in this country is our differences. It's all they ever talk about. Politicians and the media, always pushing the things that separate us, things that make us different. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing. Fairly simple thing. Happens to work. Anything that's different about us, you know that's what they're pushing at you. Racial differences, religious, ethnic, national backgrounds, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything they can do to keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank. This is all you ever hear.
So, once again, does that sound familiar? I don't know. Maybe. Like I said, people, in my last video, actually, the video where I was talking about, the rabbit hole of Charlie Kirk. It's the separation to keep us fighting, to keep us distracted, to keep us going in the wrong direction, to keep us arguing and fighting and bickering over the wrong things. And that is exactly what's happening now. Exactly. That's why I made sure I put it in there that, Charlie Kirk wasn't a racist. He was just not informed. Now he was informed of a whole bunch of different things, because I can't say that he wasn't. But, like I said, we don't all have it right. We just try to do what we can do and, so on and so forth. But we feel so, what's the word I'm trying to get at here? But the way we feel so empowered by that, situation. We want to go out and, we just want to do what we do. But sometimes with that whole situation, we end up missing, the details that we need. And when that happens, we end up being misunderstood. That's pretty much it. Charlie Kirk talked about affirmative action and all those other things. But, once again, you got to realize why affirmative action was implemented and why those things happen. In my last video, the young kid, was talking at the end there, as you can see. So, if we continue down this road, it's the path of destruction. If we continue down this road, we end up, fighting amongst each other. Like you said, while they run straight directly to the bank. And, this was years ago. I think this was like maybe, early 90s, somewhere around there. I'm not, entirely sure. Actually, 1992, early 90s. Early 90s. I was in junior high school at that time, I believe. So, I'm just saying, people, we need Jesus. We need to come together. We need to realize what's happening and see it for what it is, instead of seeing it the way they want us to see it. We need to realize what the truth is. We need to look at the history. If we don't do these things, we're going to run into the same problems. Plain and simple. So, guys, have a good one. God bless. I'm out.